Well, time to start going through this road of sacrifices, aka place near Lothric Castle. That background structure over there is Lothric Castle, and well, that's it. This is some sort of under forest or some kind of swamp-like area, and of course there are some locals. Which carry very crude but equally very dangerous weapons, carrying something like an 8-foot tall piece of wood with a crudely sharpened tip. Yeah, you swing somebody with that, you don't need any fancy maneuvering. All you have to do is just ram that thing into somebody and they are in a world of hurt. Oh, look at that, the poison spewing mushroom things have appeared. I guess swamp and poison in Dark Souls are quite much similar thing. And there's a big lump of these. No, I just killed them out of spite, mostly because they are not so dangerous, assuming you can get a drop on them. And I'm turning display, circling this place with to the left side, and those very ragged looking dudes with those big sticks, they charge at you and they swing at you, but it's still, and they look very unhealthy. I guess they are those undead, but why would every undead in around is knowing that it's a universal thing be so hostile that they just want to attack me on sight? What has made this kill on sight policy be so bloody popular around here? Why the locals are just so damn hostile? I'm not particularly in a mood to especially start to willing to kill them. I try to be friendly, I try to be polite, I try to be reasonable. And let's go this way. This is some sort of side path. Stairs up, and this place looks quite derelict. Ruined, bad shape, broken structures. Oh, and there's some sort of a guy. Let's have a chat.
This is unexpected. I don't often have visitors.
And no lips moving.
What do
That's
you
a
want?
trait in Dark Souls.
This is my study that
Trait.
we've happened upon.
I don't think it's. This place is damp.
I've reading to get back to.
Well, I want to learn sorceries.
Very well. Indeed, I am a sorcerer, with plenty to share.
Sorry.
However, what champion demands service without recompense? Clearly, you're not that sort of man.
Oh yeah, I
So
am
you will make me
very
promise
old and
that
look
in exchange
bad.
for my teaching, you will bring me knowledge.
Knowledge from
In the form
knowledge.
of scrolls detailing sorcery's secrets.
Oh yes.
Well, can you assure me of this?
Well, if I find them, I'll
Very
bring them.
well. You're no fool. I take it you understand the weight of a promise.
Well, being an unkindled
I am
one.
A Vinheim. Unkindled one. I shall teach you sorceries. We will learn together. It shall be like our very own school.
But I have wondered that this place probably would not have been so good place for any scholarly activities. Well, of course, if you do hear some sort of measurements about swamp life, about how many thousand mosquitoes you have to kill and all that kind of stuff, and how nourishable and how those mosquitoes are and how can you eat them. Oh, those things I don't think you could do some study, but otherwise any scrolls written stuff doesn't like moisture. And I'm gonna backstab you. Oh, and you son of a bitch, sucker punch. Time to... that was close. Time to use the slight amount of healing magic I have in my disposal just to boost myself up. And that wannabe sorcerer is dead meat because I killed it. And time to go forward this way. And this area is actually very large, as in you can go quite seamlessly. It's hard to say how far you actually in a sense could go, but this place looks sinister and he looks very sinister. I am about to cut you to... Don't you... Oh damn. Time to bring forth the heavy argument. Of stick with nails in it. Oh yes, Crystal Sage, a boss encounter of quite cowardly type. As in to say, he teleports around and he doesn't want you to find him. Explosions. Now there he is. Dead. Actually in a scale of Dark Souls, Crystal Sage is actually quite worse. Even on scale of Dark Souls 3, it's he's quite wussy boss. Nothing really intimidating. Well, of course, trying to use the bonfire, make the bonfire burn, use it to rest, stash your soul, and keep going forward. That's the basic policy of Dark Souls 3, mostly. And a bug with a twinkling titanite in it. Another bug with more twinkling titanite. That stuff actually isn't so extremely useful in this one as it used to be in Dark Souls 2, if I remember right. In Dark Souls 1, twinkling titanite wasn't so necessary. In Dark Souls 2, you mostly had lack of titanite chunks instead of titanite slabs. And more of these guys with the hacksaws. And like always, one enemy, not too bad. Unless of course that one enemy is horrifyingly overpoweredly dangerous. Which usually means horrifyingly fast. But if there's two, especially if they are not so squishy, then you're in trouble. Let's see. And clergy lady. That's a pit of death. You don't want to go there. Nope, that's not a cave. That's a pit of death. Don't wave that book at me. Oh, damn. You have a big stick, lady. But I have a sharp stick with sharp edges. And herald suit. Yeah. The spiky stick or reinforced club is actually... It's a very crude looking weapon, but it's actually one of the better weapons of this entire game, at least in my opinion. My preference mostly in Dark Souls is in realm of... It doesn't matter how boring the weapon is if it serves you well and trustworthy. And there's a guy who doesn't look too friendly with that. Yep. Yep. And like in always Dark Souls, these regular human foes are usually more dangerous than any big monstrosities or ugly things you might be facing otherwise. Mostly because those regular human-like boss enemies can be very unpredictable. But he goes down. And more ashes. With these I can get the merchant lady to sell me more stuff. Well, time to still boost my... and take the weapon, which can be... it's perhaps the embodiment of boring but very practical Loth Ignite sword. Ah, there's another one of you. I remember seeing you in it. I don't remember where I saw you, but I remember killing you. Stop waving your rose. You dead. I don't like you, your kind. Spider shield. I think that's something... Well, in Dark Souls 1 it was very handy shield, as it, at least within Blighttown, where it protected you from the horrifyingly poisoned thing in there. Although in Dark Souls 1 poison wasn't so scary thing. Unlike in Dark Souls 2, where it was scary and it was bloody and it was useful when you used it. In this, not scary against you, not useful by you, which is bad. I guess Miyazaki is something that kind of attitude has about game design. That no, there's not gonna be any status effect, and that which can be very, which is something that you can just inflict it and wait for it to wither the enemy down. No, you wanna have to go and actually go and kill every enemy by yourself, bare hands. Because if you don't, there's no fun challenge, despite how difficult it might be to actually implement whatever that status affects the enemies, especially when they are with a stronger kind of foes. And especially knowing that there wasn't so many different methods to inflict status attacks on previous Dark Souls games. Usually there isn't any much of status boosting effect, status inflicting attacks, and even less multiple, something that weapons which inflict this and that. They usually inflict just this, and and there are those resins and crystals and stuff which make it so that they might inflict. No, this weapon can naturally inflict poison or bleed. No, it's not gonna You're not gonna make it so that it inflicts both, even though those kind of combinations aren't so potent as you might hope. Poisoned Bleed Maker, even though it was possible in Dark Souls 2, wasn't so useful. Mostly because bleed wasn't so scary and it usually didn't inflict poison really fast. Or fast enough for it to be really useful. And now I'm approaching Cathedral of the Deep. And here I have to deal with kamikaze bombers. What I don't like you praying on here. But I would have to go to this chapel or side room or whatever place this is and open it. And this is actually some sort of church.
Merciful goddess, mother of the forlorn, who have no place to call their own, please bear witness to our resolve. Fire
and there's
for Ariandel. Fire for Ariandel. And the ash to kindle flame.
Oh, that guy sounds bad. Let's have a chat with him. Well, so let's talk with him.
Wait, you've the same scent as that woman.
Oh, who?
Then you must be an Ashen One. You must be.
Indeed I am. So...
You don't know how long I've searched. Oh.
You're crying.
Oh. Don't mind me. Didn't mean to fall apart. Now, Ashen One, I have a kindness to ask of you. Mine, I need you to show her flame.
All right.
A flame, if you truly...
All right, I accept your deal.
Thank you. They of Ash never fail.
You look
Just
very
a
bad.
moment,
Ragged armor and that red mess.
The painting of
Oh, a painted
Ariandel.
world.
Well, rotted scrap of it, that is. Go
So
on,
that must be...
take it,
You look bit...
touch it.
And with this, I am going to somebody's fictional world, painted world of Ariandel. There was painted world of Ariamis in Dark Souls,
The ashes were too.
in Dark Souls 1, and it was just a actually in a sense bonus level, separate bonus level, which did have a boss character. But it was just a bonus level for you to run through, and it was actually quite an annoyance. Mostly because there was no quick travel options usually. Meaning that if you managed to stumble upon there, you had to get through it, and it wasn't always so easy. And luckily the boss was something that you could just walk by. So, where am I? So,
Have you? How very unusual. Just how long has it been?
I don't know, but you look
Rejoice,
like
my
bad.
dear friend. For this is a true haven of the forlorn, the cold and gentle painted world of Ariandel. Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
Oh. And actually this painted world of Ariandel is the first DLC place of this game, which means the opponents in here are quite much above and beyond what you would expect, but it's time to move around and go somewhere else. Well, the cathedral is open, so it's time to now go in this forest place, go to a bit of different path. Instead of following the left wall, it's time to go quite straight, and let's hope that the big crab monster is not about to murder me horribly. This forest area is actually one of the biggest zones of this game, and it actually it leads to, well, to another forest area and goes, and well, you could say this is one of the hub areas of this game and very important in that sense. Oh, and a big guy with a blood, actually there's two of them, and I don't have any interest of fighting against those guys fair, so I try to use the level architecture to my benefit. Whoops. Ah, shit. Well, luckily I didn't die. Fucking... Ah, shit. I wonder, should I just... I'm gonna fight those bastards later. Ooh. Well, one of them just dropped himself down. Good thing for me. Hey, look at them, both of them just followed me by jumping. Idiots. Hehehe. Good thing, made my life much easier. Well, time to the Pharaoh Keep. And the intro said there's the Pharaoh's Undead Legion Watcher, the Abyss Watchers. And they are actually, well, they keep their court or place around here, and of course, being a swamp area, especially in Dark Souls, this place is filled with poison. Poisonous mud. A roguelike sound, except this is not underground, this is just open landscape. Open forest. Smelly and unpleasant as hell. And of course there are lots of goodies, and of course you can just do your best to avoid this place, and the fact that the poison meter fills and quite slow, but it's not that dangerous. But the fact that how it then just, once you've been poisoned, it takes a bloody forever for you to get rid of it. It's just better to just try to avoid this goop. Yeah. And those guys are called, or those things are called crews. They have poison attacks as well. But luckily they're quite easily killed. And no, they are not that kind of grooves which eat you when you are in darkness. Such things would be too gimmicky even for Dark Souls, as being things which just attack you when you're in the dark and just kill you. But to get the Pharaoh Keep, you must extinguish these flames. I don't know why you have to extinguish fires. Maybe it's some sort of message mark that as long as the fires are burning, the gates must be kept closed or something. Or maybe something like once that fire is extinguished, it goes to here, and once these fires burn, the keep can be accessed. Well, whatever is the case. Yeah. This, in a sense, is very important place of this game, and also one of the most dullest, most unpleasant and dreariest, very uninteresting visual look, and generally, and no, you're not gonna even think about poisoning me with that shit. More grooves. And of course, being that kind of unpleasant poisoned hellscape, there are so much very handy treasure around here. So Miyazaki has a really, I could say, a really shithead sense of humor. And of course, enemies around here are fucking immune to poison. So there's simply no way for you to try to use the deadly. Whoop! That's an extremely dangerous maneuver, and it's fast. And that's also very Dark Souls 3. Enemies can attack very fast, and the very fast attack is very little telegraphed and very powerful. And the enemies just, and it's not any desperation attack. No, they wanna do it again and again and again, because hey, it's their best move, then they have no penalty for using it, so let's use it right away. And if it doesn't work, use it again right away. But yeah, you can say that the less weaponry that those grooves have, like that guy is a groove, the more dangerous they are. That one with that sword, not particularly, not horrifyingly dangerous. Dangerous, yes, but not horrifyingly so. Oh, and another place to extinguish fire. This is something I already shown. Same thing. I really find it quite annoying that in Dark Souls game the most dreariest and unpleasant looking places are those which are the most, quite much the most important places for you to go, as in that you just can't run through those horrifying deathlands that you more often than not find yourself in. Come on. And the hitboxes is also quite... Well, luckily the lock-on range is something that you have to get close to use it, but then you can go a bit farther once you have gotten it, so that makes it a bit more handy. Oh, and another tool poking around with a spear and shield. That's actually quite efficient combination when you think about it. Even in Dark Souls games, it's actually very efficient combination. And that didn't kill it, but it doesn't matter, I just got rid of it. Oh shit, to jump through. And a bonfire. And I will use it. And there are the big doors that you must use to get into the actual keep. That place where Farron's undead legion, the Fist Watchers, are. And of course, them being one of the Lords of Cinder, but it's still strange that the Legion is a Lord of Cinder. Is it some sort of sense of brotherhood or something which has or is so strong or powerful that they count as a Lord of Cinder? Because the others which are mentioned, Yom, the Giant, and Saint Aldrich, they are individual persons or things, while Legion refers to many folks. And that object is one of the many Covenant instrument items, as in that you gather them to get whatever you call it, influence, power, or whatever stuff, to improve your position in your Covenant. And of course, getting higher in Covenants makes your rank higher, and with higher ranks you get nice rewards. And those ranks, you must get max ranks in every Covenant for 100%ing of this game. And luckily in this one they actually made it gaining ranks in this gaining ranks in Covenants quite simple. And they actually are quite similar. Nothing special here. And oh, look at that, illusory door with ashes. And a big bonfire. And an old wolf of Farron. Yes. Which this I have joined one more Covenant of this game. And well, that's a big wolf-like thing. So, but it's time to actually go and do some wandering around and that kind of things before I go to challenge the Undead Legion and climb higher this tower and all that kind of stuff. But returning to the Firelink Shrine, there's a interesting thing to see. The Yorel is dead, and there's this very spooky looking lady.
Oh, prithee, art thou good Yoel's master?
Oh, Yoel, not
I
Yorel.
am Yoria of Lundor, a close friend of his. Thanks to thee, Yoel's soul is redeemed.
Well,
Allow me to express my gratitude in his stead. Another matter. Thou a lord, art thou not?
well, I hope so.
Bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst our Lord, we of Lundor shall serve thee. And I, of course, am also thine.
Oh, she's
Oh,
spooky.
good Hollow. I'm afraid I must say, Orbeck of Vinheim is a cause of much consternation. He proclaimeth himself Lord of Hollows.
Well, I haven't seen it.
If left alone, he may one day imperil thy rule.
Oh,
Fall to this matter yearly, else we are unraveled. Decisiveness is the mark of a true monarch.
well, that's it, and she also sells stuff, and also Divine Tome, and some rings. Generally good stuff which she
Till we meet
sells.
again, may the dark sit.
You learn a gesture and she's handy, sells you handy stuff. Good. And the third part, this is a bit of sideways, but once again I have opened third. Fire is now burning, or extinguished, however you want to see it. Oh, and Agru, you're dead. And an NBC invader has arrived. And where might it be? There it is, and very much looks like to be immune to this bloody no. It's a real annoying that it's that thing is immune to poison, because if he wouldn't be immune to poison, he would be just dying right away. Well, now I got him. His history. And well, as I made him history, this probably is also quite important. And basilisks have returned. And unlike Dark Souls 2, in which curse and stoning were two different things, here they are just one and the same thing. Basilisks curse you. When they curse you, you become rock. And when you become rock, you're dead. Period. and that's quite annoying. Oh, time to just wander around and try to return to where those doors are and go through them. And this goop is just so annoying. It has that slight benefit that once you are in goop and poisoned, it doesn't poison you anymore. So you gotta be grateful for any small benefits, perks or bonuses or however you wanna say it. Leniences. Actually, I don't think that's a word, leniences. Someone can be a lenient. Of leniency is something someone may display, but leniencies themselves might not be counted as a thing like a well, good thing so that the immunity, at least even temporarily, from being poisoned. Well, it is. Path to Farron Keep. Shriving stones and birdmen. A bit stronger than the ones, but basically nothing different. Just basic enemies that you don't want to pick, that you don't want ganging up on you. And there's overgrown. And that grim looking thing forward is Dark Knight. And you really don't want a big fight with that. It's immensely strong. As you can see, it tears those screws apart really good. Oh shit, and it picked me up. They have the sword and the dark hand. And they attack quite fast, but luckily I can just... dead. And they drop those red eye orbs, which are invasion items. You use them to invade. And here a bonfire. I guess actually I'm gonna go a bit further. Actually no, first I'm gonna use the bonfire. And I'm gonna also leave my summoning sign just in case. It's a handy warning sign for you that when you are embered, you are prone to be invaded. But you can leave your own summoning sign as a bit of a warning bell, so that you don't get sucker punch surprised by invader. Mostly because the game is stacked in benefit of invader. And the crystal lizards. Those are the big brothers of those small bug-like crystal things. And of course them being a big brothers makes them also much more scarier. More violent, more hostile, more powerful in attacks. Oh, and sorcery, great magic weapon. And the doorway to Road of Sacrifices. There's that fucking werewolf attack, and that thing more or less is straight from the Bloodborne. It's fast and it's brutal. It attacks relentlessly. Well, it's time to go and return here ways. And yeah, ruined, damp, and smelling. So it's time to actually take a little break of this place and go somewhere else. Now, being in the undead settlement again, it's time to go and start trying to be a lumberjack. Because, well, this is a huge space, which is to say that Dark Souls 3 as a game, it has the largest, or at least in Dark Souls series, it has the largest set pieces. And for this killer tree, you gotta hit it to the balls. How in hell a tree would have a set of balls, I don't know. But you crush its balls. It's quite... Oh! How a tree has a ball, I don't know. But yeah, there's what that great book. A boss monster which is all about finding the soft spot and then wailing at it real hard. So if you wail at it real hard, it breaks down, usually giving you time to wail at some other soft spot. Bit more. Like that. Hit it to the balls again. And getting that hand is actually a bit of a tricky one, also because it's also got some things at its back. So you wanna get the next thing there too. This is a huge boss, which is much more scary looking than it is scary. But the big hand it has is a bit of a difficult to get, mostly because it's a hand, it moves around, so it's meant to be a hand. So I'm gonna use the other method of trying to shit. Slappy. Whoop! Nope, you're not gonna go for it. And it can walk on 2 feet and drop straight down. I think it should say something like timber. Come on. Did it die? Oh yes, now it did die. Timber! And the object I get transposing kiln is actually very important. Now in the Filing Shrine there are these thrones for all the Lords of Cinder, Saint Aldrich of the Deep, Ludleth the Exiled. And this little man is the only Lord of Cinder who has come here voluntarily.
Fret not. My feet are here firmly.
He doesn't even seem to have feet.
For I am a lord, and this is my throne.
A big chair for a small man, but it appears to he has great spirit. Transposing kiln. He is to be given.
Belike it is a transposing kiln in thy possession. Seen better days, but
well, it was in a within a big wood.
Now, bring to me a twisted soul. Transposition is the art of extracting and coalescing the essence of a soul.
And which means from him you can get the boss soul weapons and spells and equipment.
Thy purpose is to seek lords and slay them.
Yeah, when your task is to kill them. So when your job is already to go and kill stuff, why not just be real nasty one about it too? So time to buy this. Rapier. Not because this would be a great weapon, but because this has another good function. It improves your item discovery. And of course Pontiff's left eye, making healing a bit easier. But so yeah, now I have some handy stuff.